Seye, thank you so much for coming through tonight on Game On. Let's look at the men's draw first. It's looking as if Novak Djokovic, some are saying it's the end of the road, right? Because against Carlos Alcaraz, he's hardly ever gotten the better of the young Spaniard, and that Spaniard looks to be in fiery form. But for, you look at Djokovic's excellent record against Americans, his good record in the past against at the US Open. Is there the possibility, believe it or not, a lot of people are saying that if Djokovic actually beats Alcaraz, it will be an upset. How times have changed.
Yeah, thanks for asking for having me. To be honest, I think this is going to be a close one, and it's because if you look at the head-to-head previous meetings, Djokovic leads 5-3. He has never lost on the hard court against Alcaraz, and if you remember, he also won recently in Australia, winning Alcaraz in 4 sets. But now the difference is that level of Alcaraz is much different. He has made the last 7 finals, winning 5 of those competitions. So I feel this level of Alcaraz is really superior to the level that Djokovic faced in January. He's here to drop his set and route to the semifinals. He's playing incredibly well, serving well, returning well, and his forehand wingers, which typically breaks down in some instances, has been solid so far. I think this is Alcaraz's best chance to actually beat Djokovic on the hard court. And in their Grand Slam meetings, it's actually 2-2. They are tied 2-2 apiece. So that shows how tricky it is. But then both of Alcaraz's wins are come on grass at Wimbledon.
Well, but you did know Djokovic has been feeling his shoulder, so there's been an injury scare. Obviously, that will definitely be one issue to look out for. But let's look at Jannik Sinner, the Sinner man. He's going up against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Everyone says it's just a matter of time before he claims back-to-back US Open titles. Do you agree?
Well, it depends on who he faces in the final. And I say that because I don't see how Auger-Aliassime beat Sinner. They faced recently in Cincinnati, and then Sinner beat him 6-loss, 6-2. That shows the superiority of Sinner on hard court. He has won the last 3 Grand Slams on hard courts. So that shows you his dominance. He only lost 3 matches on the surface throughout last year, 2 against Alcaraz, and that brings me to the next point. If he obviously he has to face Auger-Aliassime tomorrow, but if he comes through that semi-final, if he faces Alcaraz in the final, that will be a problem because we've seen their recent head-to-heads, Alcaraz leads that 9-5, and he won their recent meeting in Cincinnati, although Sinner was forced to retire in that final, so that makes things tricky. I think Alcaraz is Sinner's main problem on the tour right now. He's superior to every other player. We saw how we crushed Sasha Bublik 2 rounds ago, and how we crushed Lorenzo Musetti just last night. So he is the best player on the hard court, but he has just one problem, and that's Alcaraz. So if he faces Alcaraz in the final, that might be tricky. But if it's Djokovic, I think that would be a straightforward win for Sinner.
Okay, and Amanda Anisimova is facing Iga. She actually defeated Iga Swiatek. She'll be facing Naomi Osaka, one of the semifinals as well. So it's looking pretty tight in the women's draw as well. World number 1 is out. They say it looks as if that the floor is open now. But Naomi Osaka has been playing some really good tennis and claiming some big scalps. Is she looking like the favorite now?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think the favorite is still Sabalenka, the world number 1. She's also the best player on hard court, although she has one problem. Actually, 2 problems. First one is the fact that she typically she chokes when it comes to title matches. I don't see her losing to Jessica Pegula today, so I feel she's going to be in the final. But if she faces Anisimova in the final, that will be tricky because she has an inferior head-to-head. She has lost 6 of their 9 matches. With Osaka, it's a bit tricky because she hasn't been here in about 5 years. But then the thing about Osaka is whenever she goes past, whenever she's in this stage of Grand Slams, she typically wins it. But obviously, this was a start from 5 years ago, so let's see if she can follow through. But tonight's match against Anisimova will be tricky because both players are quite similar in the sense that they are both aggressive baseliners. They are both fierce ball strikers. And then the little issue I have with them is that they typically also have, they are quite fragile mentally in the sense that we saw that with Osaka against Victoria Mboko in Montreal, where even though she won the first set, even though she was playing really well, but when the fans started cheering for their countrywoman Mboko, she collapsed on the court. She just started missing her shots. She couldn't get the ball in play, or she was hitting the net. So she's someone who, fine, she strikes the ball well. She plays her shots pretty impressively, but she can be a bit frail mentally. And the same also applies to Anisimova, who we saw how she collapsed basically mentally in the Wimbledon final, but then she got her revenge against Swiatek yesterday.
Okay, Seye, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On. We're looking forward to some really great action in tennis over the next 24 to 48 hours. The men's singles final will also be taking place this weekend alongside the women's final that takes place on Saturday. But thank you so much, Seye. I will be looking forward to speaking to you after the conclusion of the final Grand Slam of the year.